one person, reached six people. I had one post at one time reached, I don't know, 400 people or something. It said, I don't know how that happened, um, but so that's what's been going on. So I'm not sure that I'm doing the right thing. I mean, all I do on social media is talk about my business, talk about romance by choice. I don't post my personal shit or anything online.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I'm approaching it the wrong way or not, maybe I'm not funny enough, maybe I'm too serious, uh, haven't a clue. But since
Right.
you offered to help, I'm willing to take all the help I can get, because this is not something that, is like, for you young folks, it's easy to do. For me, it's been, you know, a hassle trying to come up with things, because maybe I'm too logical about what I do.
Well, and that's kind of what seems to be, I think there's a disconnect just with people in general. It's and I'm talking about younger than me, like the younger generation, like really knows how to utilize all the different features, but they don't use it for anything productive. Really, they're just using it for fun, right? And I guess
Right.
it still is productive. They're networking now that you think about it and stuff, but they're using it for fun, right? And for friends. The people who actually want to use it for business and stuff don't know how to use all the features, but they have a good reason to use it. So it's kind of like trying to find the mold of that. Now, just what I kind of just looking through your stuff, it's almost so. I noticed it looked like on Instagram, like for example, you get more views on like your video, post and stuff like that. If you think about it, it's because Instagram has. So Instagram, they're and same with Facebook. They're all moving towards a more of a live platform, more of a live event, more of a television type of platform. Eventually they're going to be turning in. They're going to continue to stream, be like TV streaming services and live event streaming services. You can already see that. That's where all the attention is. So one thing I would say, just looking at your page. I think you kind of need to position it more as, and maybe you don't have to share your whole, personal life or anything, but kind of partly like sharing why this is a passion for you, more so like why this is, telling that part of the story. And I get it that sometimes you might have done that in some of your posts. I looked through some of the posts and maybe you've done that, but you need to remind people like why this is a passion for you and not just like a money side, not just not a business for you. So why you're dedicated to it, why it means so much to you. And I think it's positioning yourself rather as an expert on the topic that you can give advice and share with rather than the coach. Now, of course, you still want to eventually funnel into that. But the thing is, what I'm saying first is, and you're already doing this, but it's just the way you position the wording and everything. It's taking your content you're putting out there now, and instead of saying, DM me for this or whatever, it more so like here's a quick tip, and making it specific situations. Have you ever had a time where, as a girl or as a guy, whatever, you did this and didn't get the result you wanted, or you thought you had a great date but they never called you back or something like that, or do you feel like, you always get to this one step and it just never can take that next step forward, or like specific things that really eat at people, like it's people decide whether they think the post is valuable within the first few seconds of just glancing at it, The other thing is LinkedIn is a great place, I think, for sharing articles and such. And Facebook's great too, but to a certain degree, because the more you share outside links, the more the less that Facebook algorithm is going to help you. And it's because their main thing is they want people to stay on their platform. They want people to, spend time on Facebook. And if you put an outside link that links somewhere else, that's going to take you away from there, right? So they're going to give you less of help boosting that post. So one thing, and again, I think it's trying to get people to engage with your post with free value in some way. And maybe it's even some people, the issue I could see with what you do, it's kind of like with any kind of coaching, honestly, or any kind of, life help kind of a thing, is that people might be embarrassed, right? People don't want to share always that they're having relationship issues or that they're not able to find this kind of person. If they say, hey, this is great advice or something like that, the problem might be that, you they feel like if they share, people are going to see that they're having these issues that they already have, self-esteem issues about. So you could even do more posts that are engaging, that are more positive, more in the sense of people who are on the other side, people who are on the already have healthy relationships. You could even do some posts like, hey, go ahead and comment the number of years you've been married or something like that, or the number of years you've been in a relationship, and then what were the main things that made, that helped you find this partner, or that, whatever, giving people like to comment, and they can share their positive stuff. Now you're getting people who engage with your post regularly. Like, you want people to be able to engage with your post, and even if they don't have the necessary need for relationship coaching yet, because all social media is getting yourself on other people's minds, pretty much, right? You want people in let me take a step back. The different social medias are different. So Facebook, you're more so, the people who are going to see your Facebook post is already your warm market, people who already know who you are, right? Because Facebook is more about friends and family. So of course, that's why you want to keep building that business page. But at the same time, most of the stuff you're doing there, you just want to keep yourself in people's heads, right? And so maybe one of your Facebook followers, Facebook friends, eventually they're going to think, maybe they'll be depressed because, you're having all these issues. They're not able to find the one. And if you just keep providing value on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and they think of you, they might take that next step, that next action. But let me ask you, what is the next step for someone? Like, if I saw your post, is it a consultation? Is there a phone call? What is the first step?
Right, the first step would be, I would have we'd have a conversation. Okay. I would want to know a little about your relationship history, a little about you. And then I have what I call a romance readiness evaluation that I develop. That I would ask you certain questions, and we kind of come up with a score when we're done. And that score tells me where you are on what I call the relationship spectrum. Maybe you have a low score where you're okay, hey, you're ready to go. Or you're in good shape, but you need some help. Or you're really in bad shape. I suggest you see a professional therapist or something to work out issues before you look for a relationship. Right. So we have that. And then I do a little bit of just an inquiry about the way people think about the opposite sex. And from there, we see, and if somebody wants to do it, then I get them my audio book and we start. They do the first section, and then we meet a week or 10 days after that to, debrief that section. And when we have that under control and we've really done a good job with that, then we go to the next section. Right. And then we set up another appointment after that. And we do that for each section of the book. It usually takes us from the time we start till the time we're done, 2 to 2.5 months. We have 6 meetings. And by that time, you're already on your way, because we've done some things with your social media, your online dating photos we have done. Then I've helped them write for them what they should be saying about themselves in social media, on dating sites. And then they start, sometimes they tell me, I'm starting to get a much better reaction from Bumble or something like that, because of what they wrote in their profile attracted a different type of person.
I like that a lot. And that's the thing is, I would specifically sorry, let me ask one more question. At what point do you start charging? At what point is it go from a free
When you say to me, let's start this program, I would charge you the $450 for the program. That includes the audiobook. So if you're in California, rather than me sending you an audiobook, I tell you to download it, and I deduct that $80 from the $450, and you send me the balance.
Cool. Okay. When you that I don't know if that's how you said, a relationship readiness score kind of thing you talked about, is that something that you do before they say let's do this, or is that something cool? I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. That's the major call to action that I would try to get people to do, I think, and on your post and stuff like that. And I get it, because then it's making it, so in my head, here's what I'm thinking. You're giving out advice, you're giving out free things. Maybe you could even do a message, you can make Google Forms. I can try to look into this to help you though. You can actually make anonymous, where people can ask anonymous questions and such. But pretty much you could say, I would do something like ask the expert, ask the relationship, guru or something. And I know you probably don't, that's a negative term, but my point being is that you're getting people to see you as a source of good advice, good and great info. Whether they see you once on Instagram on a video, you answered something, they're like, oh, cool, I did, that was pretty helpful, right? Whatever. The whole idea is they're seeing you as someone's value. Then the whole next thing is, you can make it so, hey, have you ever wanted to see if it's more about you or if it's more about, are you ready for relationships? Having trouble finding relationships? Well, are you actually ready for it? Here, come take this free, quick, test or whatever, or do this 15-minute consultation to find out, and I'll share with you your results. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to sell them on that idea. And then if they're bought into, because I have a feeling you give pretty good feedback on that, pretty good advice on that, or pretty much, the score kind of tells them something, then it's right from there. It's a much easier to get them to want to work with you rather than, from the cold beginning. So I think the whole idea of social media is you're not necessarily using it to sell your whole service. You're just using it to provide value and get them. It's like a landing page to get them to do your consultation. So, and then one of the things you said that I thought was really cool, that's, if you got to think about relating to people in today's age, right? It's like the Bumble, bio and stuff like that, like a Bumble or a dating website bio or something. That's a very specific thing that I can tell you a lot of people, even if they don't want to openly admit it, they would love to have advice on that. Like if you could tell someone that, hey, I have the even though it's maybe not the key, but I have a great way that's going to help you get better results on your dating platforms, just based off how you word your bio and stuff, like that is something, again, that people are going to see a lot of immediate value in. So I would talk about some of those kind of things. One thing I like a lot on your bio on LinkedIn, your bio on LinkedIn is a lot more extensive than your bio on Facebook. And the bio on LinkedIn, one thing I like is you said, part of it says, here are certain questions that I help people answer, or some certain problems that people have, and you have kind of in quotations, I don't know. Let me actually pull up your LinkedIn to be more specific here. Let's see. So right here, here's some of the challenges my clients are facing when they come to me. I'm 35 years old, and for the love of me, I cannot find the right man to have a long-term relationship with. Is there something wrong with me or them? I've been, all those parts of your bio. I think those are very good, specific posts that you could make. That could be, your quote. Like you could do a live video or just a regular video like you do it, and the only thing on the caption could be that quote, right? Or that question, I'm sorry. Or I've been divorced twice and beginning to think I should stop looking. Is there any hope for me? That could be your quote. And then it could be you talking and answering that question. Hey guys, and again, you don't single one person out. You're just taking questions that you're commonly asked, and because that those are value that people have. So that's one thing I would say I think would help. Quite a bit, because I really like those questions actually. The other thing is, for example, when you're posting in the HNP online networking group, I would try joining from your business page. Do you know how to join from your business page?
No.
No? Okay. So this can be sometimes a little challenging. It can be kind of hard sometimes actually, but if you go to, do you know how to get to the online networking group?
You mean on LinkedIn?
On Facebook.
On Facebook. Okay, hold on. Let me go to Facebook. Facebook, and then go to Happy Neighborhood.
Yeah, so we have an HNP online networking group I know you're a part of. I'll actually share my screen with you real quick.
HNP online networking group.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Happy Neighborhood Project.
Correct.
Which one do you want me to go to?
Oh, sorry, the online networking group.
Hi, I'm online networking group.
Okay. So,
okay.
Just trying to see, on your screen, does it have, here, could you actually share your screen with me real quick? Oh, there we go. Now you can.
Where the hell am I here? You see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you go ahead and go up and just click on the actual group itself. So like, yeah, click right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now this might take a second. So go to the three dots on next to the search button. Let's see, leave group. Okay. Trying to figure out exactly. Okay, because it says mine was different because I'm an admin of the page. How do I join the Facebook group as myself or my page? In the search bar, enter some keywords for the group to look for, then click join group below the cover. You know, I'll get back to you on that. Actually, I'll help you with that. I'm going to figure that out today and get back with that. But one thing I would say though is, again, if you just kind of share an article and it's not as personal, that's kind of where I see the little bit of a problem. Like you might be providing good info, you might be providing, great information in general, but like for example,
Like here's one I posted today.
Right. So I like that, but again, people don't necessarily know what you do yet. And so, I know you have Romance by Choice there, but all it says is Bill Scalzitti, right? And so you got to understand that people are lazy. People are lazy on social media, meaning they're not always going to go look and see, oh, Bill runs this page, Bill does this, Bill does that, right? You want to be building your brand, Romance by Choice. So you want to be building that page. Because if you think about it, the only people that are going to see your posts, your personal posts, are your friends and family. But people who can see your business page posts are people who are not friends and family or who are not connected to you. They're just random people who either like your page because you gave them a reason to, or they just happen to see that post somewhere, or you did an ad or whatever. So I would make it a little bit more, and again, something like this, people focus too much on like, I will help you develop the mindset. It's like, I would make it more straight about them. Like here's where you are, you can even try to address the audience specifically. Like, for those of you who have had, relationship issues, here's some advice, without even saying it about you, right? Here's some advice on how to do this, or here's some, if you want to move on but can't let go. And again, I would just summarize some of this stuff like in a video or something, rather, you got to make it more engaging and more personal rather than just sharing a link. Because the problem is, and you said you have some kind of automated thing, right? That shares articles or something like that. It finds articles for you. Okay, cool. So that's great, but you can't just do that. You need to kind of mix those in a little bit. And social media is social, right? It's about relationships. It's not about shouting out info. It's about engaging with people and being able to answer people's questions that they may have. So one thing I think people lack on a lot is engaging with other people's posts. So do you ever go through, like, for example, like before you post onto our Facebook page, our Facebook group, I would go through and like a bunch of people's pages, or not pages, their posts. I would like their post. I would comment on it. And I'm actually, anything, Kenneth Wright, Brand, it doesn't have to be anything, in like, what's the word? Like engage, like, so basically you want people to engage with your post, right? You want people to comment on stuff, but are you doing the same for their post? So part of the thing I teach is becoming a social media ally, is being someone that's always there for you. And look at that. You can do likes, you can do hearts, you can do cares. I always do hearts because it stands out. People are going to see my name. People are going to see Bill Scalzitti everywhere. If you keep doing that, it leaves a digital footprint.
So what you're saying is if I just go like this without a comment.
Yeah, even that. So what I would say is if you can find stuff that you feel like you can offer more to the conversation, even if it's not specifically about what you do, but just something that you know a lot about, shoot. Let's see, what does he say? It works for me. I was probably disagree. So look at this. This is a perfect example. Look what Maribel airs below. She didn't commit to anything. She didn't say, I'm going to buy your service, I'm going to do this. All she did was, this is a great idea, right? Like that. And she's not in MLMs. So even just leaving that comment, what is he going to think of Maribel now? He's going to have a lot of positive thoughts of Maribel, and she is going to be on his mind. Social media is all about keeping yourself on potential clients' minds. Right here, Raj Misa, he's creating something. They're creating the India Happy Neighborhood Project. Like, look how much engagement they got because they weren't trying to sell any service, right? They're just sharing something exciting about what they're doing. So even here, you want Raj to think positively of you. So you could do, hey, congrats guys, that's awesome, that's super exciting, right? Something like that. I think that's the main lost part of social media, is it's all about the engagement. That's what the kids do. They engage with each other. They post stories, they tag each other, they make jokes about each other, all those kind of things. So I think that would be the main thing I would say to you, Bill, is because you're putting out content, and that's good and that's important, but you also need to engage with people. Like this, you don't have to be a financial advisor to be a part of that question. I could answer that question too, and I probably will actually go back and do it. But that's just one advice I'd give. Spend some time going through your news feed and engage with people, like people's stuff, comment on it. You can even use your business page to do that too.
All right. So what you're saying is I should basically change this from Bill Scalzitti to Romance by Choice.
Well, so in the online networking group, I mean, maybe I would, but if not, if you want to just keep your name like that, you need to make sure people understand who you are and what you do. And again, I think you can kind of counteract that by engaging with people. So even if you're going to do it with your personal, like if you want to keep posting from Bill Scalzitti, that's fine, but people need to know who you are, and people don't care about what what you know until they know that you care, right? So they want to know that you are someone who's a giver. You're willing to help them by engaging with their posts. These people know this too. A lot of people know this. They know that if I like so many people's posts just because I know it helps them out. Just because I know it helps them get a little bit more views. How the algorithms work, again, the more likes it gets, the more engagements it gets, the more views that the post is gonna get.
Now, when I like someone's post, does that also show on my page?
Oh, I see. So does their like post show up on your page or something? No. Right. Nope. And you don't need it to. You just
because I thought sometimes I've seen things, or is that if you share it, maybe?
After you share it, yes.
If you share it, it winds up on your page. If you don't. So now if I responded to Chris and said, okay, at 16, tell someone's 16-year-old self, get a job early and save money.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And seriously, the thing is, it's not a one-time thing. You're never just going to leave. And here's the thing you can't do. You absolutely can't do in your head is you can't play you can't be, waiting for reciprocation right away. What I mean is it might take a while, but let's just say every time Chris posts or every other time, you're liking his posts and stuff. And I'm not saying it's specifically him, but it's just because you're engaging people's posts. Right. Might take a while, but eventually he's going to notice, hey, I get 4 likes pretty much every time I post. Bill's always one of these guys liking my post. Who's this Bill guy? Oh, I'm going to go check out his page. Oh, this is what Bill does. Cool. And then when he sees you post, he's gonna be like, Bill's my guy. Bill, that's how you build these friendships. I always just compare it to in real social life, because social media is just it's supposed to be like social, it's supposed to be like real life, but on, technology is, you don't just run around shouting out information about who you are. You talk back and forth, right? What's the best way to get people to ask about what you do? Ask them what they do, right? So I think a lot of that common sense social stuff really isn't used on social media because people just get so confused about how it all works and what you're supposed to be doing. There's no magic formula that's going to get your post seen by 1 million of people. It's all about having influence because people like you, trust you, and you engage with them. So that's always one of my biggest points is it's not about how much content you put out. It's about how much people see you as a benefit to their network, to their life. And even just liking their post is a huge part of that. So I would say the other thing is finding ways to get other people involved. So what I mean by that is, this is hard, right? Because again, there is the issue that not everyone wants to admit or share openly that they're having relationship issues. But what if you could do it with another expert who's in a similar field as you? What if you could do it with a life coach who talks about, and you're the expert on relationships, but maybe they can talk about first off, let them share what they do, let them promote their business, right? Let them do everything they want for their business because you're helping them out. But also, let's say that part of their what they talk about is how a lot of their clients, how they find that their relationship issues are actually, dragging on into their business lives because of the fact that it's causing them to be depressed or not be as ambitious or whatever, right? And so that's when and again, you're letting them talk about what they do, blah, 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 and they can come to you and you can share some of the input on that. So the whole point of doing something like this is now, if you tag, and I'm just gonna use, let's just say, or like Brent Taylor, right? The other relationship guy who takes things from a different level, he deals with marriage or married couples, I believe, right? More so. Right. So again, that's something you guys could work together on. You guys could do a live video. You could do a Zoom video together. You could record it and then you could post it. And the thing is, you can tag Brent in this post. And by the way, if you specifically want help with this, and you decide to do this, I'll help you do this. But what I'm saying is, by tagging him, now he's going to share this. Now he's going to promote this post. Now there's going to be engagement on your post, right? And so now people who are all in Brent's network are going to see you. And people who are in your network.
Question. When you say tag someone, what does that mean?
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you, okay?
Okay.
So let's say this. I'm not actually gonna post this, but and think about it. You're catering to your audience, to the online networking group. They're always going to love stuff that's between two separate people who join the networking groups, right? Because they can support two people at once. Just had an awesome, oh, sorry. I was going to show you the tag. So the @ you do the @. And then you start typing the name. Make sure once it's like this, that means you tagged them. That means they're going to get a notification that you tagged them. With Brent Taylor, super smart. And again, you probably would have better things to say than this. I'm kind of just on a whim, but like super smart guy with a huge heart. Check out our interview we did today, whatever. And so, and then maybe you can upload a video. You can maybe
now, let's say I make a post. And it has, it's not about my one-to-one with Brent Taylor, but it's about a relationship thing and I want to tag Brent. Is that something you do at the end or you have to mention him in the thing in order to tag someone?
Oh no, so you can tag people everywhere. So like what I'll do here is I'll just do this as a test post. I'll just go to my personal, page. So like, you could do it multiple ways, right? You can actually go down here and like tag a friend in the post. So you don't have to actually put them in the comment. It's just going to tag them.
Where did you see that?
So see this part? So I'm on my wall right now. What's on
your mind?
Huh?
What's on your mind? Okay.
So this is just like a regular post. This is on my timeline, or if you're on Facebook home, it's either way right here. What's on your mind, Aaron? It's just asking me for a comment, right?
Right.
So I'm about to do a post. What's on your mind? And this is where I would explore. You could add a video, you could add a photo, tag friends.
Okay, that's the one. So if I hit that, and then I put in Aaron,
right,
or I put in Joe Blow, right, now that comes up with all my friends. Like when you just did the tag of that list that just came up.
Yep.
Those are people that are friends of yours.
Correct.
Some people. What if you tag someone who isn't a friend of yours on Facebook?
You can't. So
you can't. Okay.
You know where you can do that though is LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows you to tag, and that's why we use LinkedIn for our service, because basically, for Happy Neighborhood Project, because we can't possibly connect it with every single person that joins our events, but we can tag people that we didn't want. So do you ever do one-on-ones, Bill, with people?
Yeah.
Networking and stuff? I mean, I'm sure. I just wanted to. So
let's just say, I do a lot of them.
Right. So I could even, let's see, so what I might do here is, again, you don't even have to be connected on LinkedIn yet, but like, once again, on LinkedIn, think about the platform. It's more of a business platform. So you want people to see you on LinkedIn as a resource for their business. So you would if you shout someone up on a one-on-one, about a one-on-one, and you include a picture of them and just give a sentence or two about what they do. Hey, they're a financial professional whose story is really incredible, right? Like the number one thing people also want is you want to drive curiosity, right? So you don't always give the full, like if you have a video, you want them to watch the video, right? So you kind of introduce it. But anyways, my point being, what you do here, by the way, it's a little different on LinkedIn. You have to do the @ sign to tag someone. So you have to do the @ sign. So
okay,
really enjoyed our meeting.
Now, when that says at Brent Taylor, there were a whole bunch of Brent Taylors that came up.
Right. So here's one way to look. First off, the first, second, and third. First means they're an actual connection of yours. Second means that they're a connection of one of your connections. And then third would be the connection of a connection of a connection. So it's going to bring up the people who you're connected with first. That's going to be its priority. And so that's pretty much how you would do it. That's all. Okay. The picture you can see. Also, you can kind of see their bio right here. Okay, I wasn't sure this is Brent. Greatest need on how to build up your marriage, author, marriage coach, speaker, his and her greatest, right? So you know it's that person now. But Bill, this is all like stuff you can do. I was even just doing like, let's just say you start taking a half hour a week and you just start scrolling through here. And I'll even do like company stuff, but like, again, I always try to do something different than just a regular like, because you stand out. Let's just say that 7 people liked her post and I was the only one that did a celebratory one. You think she's going to check who did the celebratory one? You mean
other than everybody else did the thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
And you did which one?
I do this one a lot, but everyone's different. A lot of people like to do the love on here. I do that on Facebook just because it's the first over from the right or from the left. But what I'm saying is all of these, it helps with the algorithm. So posts that have these kind of reactions will get seen more. But also it's not all about, it is about helping them, but it is helping you because people get in rabbit holes on social media too. So like I might just be scrolling through here randomly and I might just be curious. Oh, I wonder who liked Wendy's pics, and then I could see here, oh, interesting. This person does this. I've been looking for this. Like it's all about just, giving more opportunities for people to see your name and to see your business. Like that's all it's really about with social media. It's all about landing pages. And that's why I think the mission for you should be to get them to do this consultation, to do this relationship test or the relationship readiness score. I think that would be the big draw, the big call to action for you. But I wouldn't do a call to action with every post. Some would just be pure value, pure value, pure value. This one I'm going to shout out another business. This one I'm going to shout out another business. Something I learned today, value, and it's continuing to kind of mix it up and then, give people a reason to, like your stuff. Ask questions. What's the number one thing you look for in a potential partner? Like that's a great question right there. What's the number one thing you look for when deciding if someone's a good fit in a relationship? Like asking people those questions. Now you're getting market research for what everyone says. I know you already are, but it's also just more market research that you could use for statistics. You could use for anything, you can actually,
now,
go ahead.
One of the things that I was told early on about LinkedIn
mm-hmm.
is that, LinkedIn is for business to business and stuff like this. And that, I'm pushing romance
mm-hmm.
and that shouldn't be on LinkedIn.
I disagree.
And then someone said to me, well, and that's why I kind of make my posts about, that's why I put articles up and I put things up like that, so that, it looks more like a business page than just putting up, when was the last time you had a date? Because I think that would be more like Facebook than LinkedIn. What's your opinion of that?
I get that argument, but I disagree. And just because sense of this is what, and that's what LinkedIn initially was for, but LinkedIn's evolving. They are making it more and more social. They're making it more and more social. But yes, I think the key there is relating everything to your audience. So, for example, what has been the hardest part for you trying to balance relationship and career? What has been the hard? What are some of the steps you take to balance your dating life and career, right? And maybe you keep changing the way you word these questions, right? Maybe some people don't want to answer it certain ways, but you keep changing the way you word it. And still the bottom line is you want people to come to your page, right? And that's what you want. That's all it's about, is traffic to your page. So whether it's because you liked their post, they didn't know who you are, but you liked their post, so they check you out, right? Or it's going through and endorsing skills, right? So I do that pretty much for everyone, but here's what I'm trying to say. Have good value on here, have stuff that with what you do. I think this is a good featured, post and stuff right here. But I think you could even talk about, I help professionals find love, something like that. You could even change your bio. I help professionals balance their and maybe that's not the way you would word it, because maybe that's not the case, but that's one thing that you can focus on. So I just think you cater it towards your audience, but it's not like people are gonna, there's sex therapists on LinkedIn. There's all sorts of different kinds of people on LinkedIn, and they get business, and that's just what they do. So anyways, my whole point is drawing people to your page. Here's a great way to do that is have you ever endorsed someone's skills before?
No, not really.
Okay. Let me show you. I don't know who this is. Someone I connected with. Oh, Sarah, I think she's actually in New Jersey.
Yeah, I know Sarah Reinholds.
Oh, cool. So she's a wellness coach. Again, that could be someone that you say, hey, let's do a one-on-one, and then you could talk about doing an interview together, or something like that. You guys could talk about wellness and how, relationship plays a role and whatever, and you guys could both talk. You go to her page. And so when you endorse someone, the weird part is it asks you all this stuff, and that takes forever. You can just exit out. You don't have to answer that. It still endorses them. So here's the reason why you do this. First off, you're doing people a favor. They're going to remember you doing this, and they're going to like you for it. And not everyone does this. I've gotten such, huge compliments from just because of the fact that I do this, and a lot of people don't do it. So let's say I do this. One thing it's going to do now, it's going to send Sarah a notification like this. It's going to send her something. I probably don't have one right now. It might say, but basically it would be like, Michael Obara endorsed you for entrepreneurship and one other skill, right? And then how LinkedIn right here, how it does these prompts, like say happy birthday,
right?
And it writes it for you. When you endorse someone's skill, it does the same thing for them. It says say thank you. So now what do they do? Now they do, okay, say thank you, and then they're sending you a message. Now you have someone who messaged you first. Now that is the ultimate, that is such a higher converting lead or a higher potential, because you're not spamming anyone. You're not reaching out to them. They reached out to you for something nice you did for them. And then you could talk, hey, would you be down to do a one-on-one? Hey, well, I would love to see how we can maybe, refer each other, hey, whatever, you could do it specifically for coaches, for relationships, whatever, family attorneys, anything,
Right.
Stuff like that. So that would be,
I make it my business every day when it pops up, say happy birthday to somebody. I write, have a very happy birthday.
Love it.
And I send that, or I do the congrats on a new job or a new post. I do that with everyone that pops up on my both Facebook and LinkedIn every day.
That's a great, actually, that's one, you're already on top of it then, because that's one piece of advice I give for people who don't know how to start with the engaging with everyone is, hey, happy birthday to everyone. It's the easiest thing to do, and people love it. You make them feel special. So my thing with you, I think, is just, you're doing a lot of the things right. You're posting a lot, I think it's making it a little bit more personal, make it more catered towards your audience, and as far as, again, like if it's for LinkedIn, how could you be a benefit to a professional, whatever. How could you be a benefit to this? But I think the other thing is, what is your call to action? Like I would do, let me show you this. Someone I just did a social media audit with her the other day. She actually didn't have a cover photo, so that was good that she did that. So basically she has something, where did she have it? It went somewhere, but basically she has, I help parents lower, she's still working on it, I think, but basically she has sorry. You know what? I'm going to show you real quick. Okay. I like this, that there's like a call to action. So like, I like this, and again, yours is different, but find out, connect with your subconscious. Large part of your mind can help you become a better parent, better person, and reach your goals in all areas of life. Schedule your free 30-minute consultation a day. So you could have something that's like, find out, and again, I'm kind of on the spot right now, so I could probably find better ways to word this, but find out your relationship readiness, talk to, and then again, you kind of, at some point, you do need to build your credibility. So what I mean is, you could share the best info in the world, but people might not care about it until they know, why is this someone I should listen to, right? And if you can share with people, I've been doing this for 30, I know you could write it, but you need to constantly be reminding people, I've done this for 30 years. This is a passion of mine, because honestly, and I love it. You know what, something you could start a post with is, I was the worst husband of all time, ... Like that's an attention grabber right there. And something I remember you telling me too, I was the worst husband of all time, ... And then go into it. I decided I wanted to, and I was, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why my relationship wasn't working, or whatever, right? And then you kind of go into that and you tie it back in. So I dedicated myself to really figuring this, blah, 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 just doing studies. This is all the stuff I did, all the work I did. Like, and I know I'm kind of scattered a little bit here, but my point being is that it's kind of like a full circle of building credibility, engaging with people so that they are reminded about who you are, and then getting them to try to do something free with you. Because once you get them in that system, once they know who you are, you could always do a newsletter, you could always do whatever, but at least they're going to be far more interested, especially based on how that consultation goes, that they might want to work with you.
And you would do this in a post on LinkedIn?
I would do it on a post on all platforms. Honestly, I think it's something that works great for all platforms. And the other thing is, I would have something in your bio or about that, like your Facebook. I would take a lot of the stuff you put in your LinkedIn bio and I would put it into your Facebook bio too, because you have a lot more information there that I like. You kind of expand a little bit more,
Well, go to my Facebook page.
Okay. So it would be Romance by Choice.
And you're saying when it says Bill has spent over 25 years developing, I should change that.
I would have this at the bottom of your bio. I would have this as like, kind of when you go to a website, the first part you want to grab people's eyes, right? Like, oh, relationship readiness score. What is this? Or something like that. How do I know if I'm actually, something that kind of changes people, like catch people's eye, like changes people's perspective on things. Sometimes maybe someone's it's always blaming the opposite sex, right? But it's really them, and maybe so basically what I'm saying is I would try to draw people in with the first part of being, what you offer, what you do. And then you can start to build, this kind of is more like just giving background. Like this is kind of more just sharing your experience, and you could make this part of it, but I was just saying I would add some more of, if I go to your LinkedIn, but I think that would be I really think that like I help professionals, I think catering it towards that on LinkedIn would be a good idea. But this part right here, like there's a lot more here.
And you can put all that in the Facebook?
Yep. Yep.
So
I mean, go ahead.
no, I mean, if I took that paragraph out of there and just went and put that on, now what I would put that on both my personal and my business page.
Personal, no. So what I would do with your personal is let's make sure it's connected. I think you've already done, I think you are, but let's just make sure. So like, I mean, I think this is great. So, but right here, one thing right here is you're going to want to link your page to here. So how you do this, by the way, is add a work. You can even just edit this work experience. And when you're picking the company at Romance by Choice, make sure it's linking to your Facebook page, Romance by Choice.
Wait a minute, let me see something here. When I go to Romance by Choice, pages, Romance by Choice. Okay, Romance by Choice, where am I? Home page. Now I'm on Romance by Choice, and it says, manage your business on Facebook and Instagram together. And then I don't see what you're seeing there.
So what you're gonna want to do is go to your person. So I'm gonna show you from my see right here how it says member relations coordinator at Happy Neighborhood Project.
Yeah.
On my, and you see how if I actually click right here, it actually takes me to this page.
So I should go back to my Bill Scalzitti page.
Correct. So go to your personal page, your Bill Scalzitti page.
Okay.
And just I think you just have to go to, I just go to edit profile.
Edit profile. Cover photo, bio, coach for romance, hobbies, featured.
I do work. Do you see customize your intro?
No.
So if you look at my screen, you don't have this part right here.
Wait a minute, hold on. No.
Interesting.
Unless I'm looking in the wrong place.
Are you going right here to edit profile?
Hold on. I'm on a thing that says edit profile. It has my picture. It has the Romance by Choice logo. And then it says, I'm a romance coach and author of Romance by Choice at romancebychoice.com. Customize your intro.
Yeah.
The coach. Okay. The coach for romance at Romance by Choice.
Yep. And so go here to like the pencil next to it.
It says edit.
Edit, correct. And then so what you're going to want to do is edit workplace.
Edit. Add a workplace.
I would go to edit workplace.
I don't have an edit workplace. I just have an add a workplace.
Oh.
It says work, and it says the coach for romance at Romance by Choice.
Right.
Then it says add a workplace.
But do you see this? So it says right here, right? Like romance or romance coach at Romance by Choice. You have something like this.
Wait a minute. Why can't I see what's going on over here? Hold on.
No worries.
No, I don't have that. Let me share my page with you.
Yeah. Let me stop my share. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you see that?
Yes. So see that pencil next onto that pencil with the eraser?
Yeah.
Click on that. Now go to the 3 dots next to the worlds. Click on that. Edit workplace. Okay. So go to click over where it says the Romance by Choice.
Here.
Yeah. Click on that. Now drop down and pick the one that's yours. That's that one right below it. Now go down. Just go down all the way to the bottom and save. Now go back to your home. If you just go to like timeline. Now look over that your intro. Now if you scroll over the Romance by Choice, above a little bit. Yeah, that actually brings up your real page now. So now when you engage with people and they hover over like what you're doing, they can see your actual page. You want people to start following this Romance by Choice page, but you use both. So what I'm saying is I would post with the Romance by Choice page and then share it with your personal sometimes. Maybe not every time, but you can still engage with it that way. Let me give you another, let me show you something else real quick.
How do you, this thing that says edit details and hobbies, how do we get rid of that? Or is that something that?
That doesn't show.
Okay.
That was just if you wanted to add those things.
Oh.
You don't need to. So I'm gonna share my screen with one thing I want to show you.
Go ahead.
So I have a business page as well for like, so
I'm on a call, then. I'm on a call.
Okay, I saved your text. I spoke to them.
So if you look, so I made this post, for example, right? And I made it, so one of the things I do is I'm able to get quite a bit of reach on it, right? Like pretty decent. I mean, I just made this page about a month and a half ago, whatever. So, and a lot of things I do. So here's how you can see where you can engage with different accounts. So what I would do if I were you sometimes is I would engage with your business account on people's pages. But anyways, I posted this with my business page, right? So then what I did, if you look, okay, if I can load. Okay, so I look at the shares is because what did I do? I made this and then I shared it. I put my own kind of little quote on it and I shared it into the HMP online networking group. I also shared it with my personal, but the point was I didn't post them separately. It's better to share one post that you like with different, like it's better to use your personal to share a post from your business than just to post the same post twice, one from your business and one from your personal.
I don't do that. What I do, well, now what I do, what you see like in here, what I've been doing is like when I post through that platform that I'm on, it posts my personal page and my business page, the same thing I post. So that video that I had up there is on both my personal and my business page and also LinkedIn.
So that's not fully taking advantage of the algorithm. So what I mean by that is Facebook within the first 15 minutes and also within the first hour, there's kind of like two deadlines. The more people that like, share, or comment on your post within the first 15 minutes, or again, 1 hour, it's gonna help, Facebook's gonna say, let's start boosting this up in people's feed. Like, let's start showing more people this. So instead of just posting a video separately to your personal and to your business, I would post it to your business page and then use your personal to share that same post, share it onto your personal. But you still want to use that same original post because that share that you use, even though it's still you, Facebook doesn't recognize that. It still recognizes as someone shared this post. So what I'm saying is, for example, one thing we do, so our Global Happiness Summit, we made a huge video and it got over like 20,000 reach and stuff. We don't do any paid ads for that. What we do is we shared that original post we made into about 100 or 200 Facebook groups. So we shared, but because that one post is getting shared over and over and over again, each time it's shared, certain people see it, it's still helping the algorithm continue to help it more.
Like when I share the post, like I share it with you and I share it with several other groups, maybe about 9 or 10 groups. Every day I share that post. Is that something that's good to do?
Yes, but what I would do is, so you're sharing it originally from your
Personal page.
Like from your personal. So like what I mean is like on the group page, it doesn't look like it's a share. It looks like it's just an original post that was put into the group. Like it's not like a share. Do you know like the difference of like what a share is compared to like posting originally? Like what I mean is I could just take this video, I could take this and I could post it into that Facebook group. Or I could share it, the post directly. Like I could just directly take this post, more options, share to a group.
Which page? I can't see what you're doing. Share your page.
Sorry. So like, basically, instead of just like taking this info, right, and then just pasting this video, into the Facebook page, I actually want to take this original post that I made of my business page and share it to a group. And, I could just copy the same caption if I want, or I could, but whatever, what this is going to look like now is it's going to show up like this. So you can see that this is a share because you can see the original post is down here and I just put my own caption on it. The whole idea though is because people, it's just an algorithm. Just the more shares, likes, comments that one post gets, Facebook's going to help more people see that post.
Right. But what I'm saying is when I took this post this morning, where is it here? I can't see. I lost everything. What am I doing? When I took this post, where am I here? I'm somewhere. Okay. When I took this post that shows up on my thing here, let me just share it with you. This one here, the 7 beliefs you have, okay? It was Bill Scalzitti's page. And I would just go here and hit share. And then it comes down like here and it says share to a group. So that's what I do. I share it to a bunch of groups. And like you post it then on your website.
Why is it not showing that as a share then on your page? What I mean is, here, let me go to your main page. It's not showing it as a shared post. So what I mean by that is usually when a post gets shared, it will show the number of shares it has. So like if I shared
Let's see. Did it go here in this one? Romance by choice. It didn't say anything. See?
Yeah, it's not saying any share. So I actually, Bill, I gotta jump off. I'm actually doing a social media one class tomorrow, and I'd love to work with you more. I feel like I have a better idea too of how I can help. But by the way, on this post, when you're posting romance by choice, I would always engage with the post with your personal. Like here's what I'm like. I would take your personal page. So scroll down to the beginning of this post. Or like see next to the share to the right, share to the right of it.
Yeah.
How you can toggle over to Bill Scalzitti.
Oh. Oh, I see.
You should like your own post. You should like your own post. Because if you don't, why would you expect anyone else to? I always do. You should like your own post. And in the comment, you don't have to be dumb and pretend like you're some outsider commenting. You can be like, hey guys, hope you find value in this post. Let me know, or hey guys, let me know, leave in the comments if there's any other topics you want me to cover. Like that is still a comment and a like that helps your algorithm.
So when I do this, if I'm posting from my Romance by Choice page, I do that. If I were posting from Bill Scalzitti,
you could do that.
Post from Bill Scalzitti. Here's this post here. Where was that thing again now?
I don't know. You have to like your page. So sorry. That's the reason why you'd want to share it from. So what I would do is what I'm saying is I would post this post right here, this article post only to your business page. And then instead of posting it here as well, I would share it to your personal page. Now, when you share a post from a business page that you control, you can now come back and engage with it with your business page, because it's basically like if you shared a Happy Neighborhood Project post, I could use the Happy Neighborhood Project account and comment on thanks for sharing, Bill. I appreciate you sharing and spreading the word. But if you didn't, I couldn't just go to your timeline and randomly engage with my business page on your page. So I know there's a so what I'm going to do is I recorded this. I'm going to send you a recording. And I think, I think I have a better idea of how I can help you continue to go forward. And definitely join us tomorrow for the social media one. I'm going to cover some of this more in being specific. And
What time is that?
that's at 2 p.m. So that's at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Now, where's the? I don't think I got a link for that.
Yeah,
I have it on my calendar.
I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna set the confirmation emails out again.
Okay. Very good. All right. I'll do that tomorrow at 5.
All right, Bill. I appreciate your time. And
Thank you so much, man. You've been great.
Awesome. Thanks.
Take care.
You too.